If we haven't met yet, I'm Mrs. Bates. I run our travel program for the high school. We're pretty excited about our upcoming trips and traveling opportunities, so if you haven't already done so, go ahead and scan the QR to check in. That's where you put like any questions you have, so I can kind of compile them together and send them out to the group. Give you a second to scan in. So a little bit about me. I've been teaching English and mythology here at this campus for, this is year 5, but this is my 12th year in education. I'm involved in not only our travel program, I also run our Bible club. My favorite thing about teaching is getting to know my students and then them teaching me things that I didn't know and sometimes didn't need to know. Thank you for joining us this evening to learn about our once-in-a-lifetime traveling opportunities. We put a lot of time and energy into making these experiences a reality for the students, and we couldn't be more excited about some of the details that we're going to be sharing tonight. Travel is life-changing, and I'm offering this opportunity because it will have ripple effects on your students for the rest of their lives. I personally had my first travel experience in high school when I went to Basic as a sophomore. We went to Ensenada, Mexico. I made some new friends on that trip. I got to ride horseback on the beach. I learned new things about Mexico that I didn't previously know. And I learned how to manage some things on my own that previously maybe my parent was taking care of for me. Why I think your students should travel on our tour is it will help differentiate them when they're looking into their college application time. It gives them a powerful perspective and some inspiration for their college essays that they have to write. It makes them more confident, gives them some independence. It can build their outgoing personality traits, and it might teach them some empathy. It can expand their knowledge on the world around them. It will help increase their cultural awareness and understanding. It's fun. They'll have a blast. I've had a blast on the trips that we've taken these last couple of years. This is the type of experience they will never forget. What I think your students should know about traveling now is that it's going to help them prepare for their future as they're stepping out into their adulthood. It's going to provide them the opportunity to step kind of outside of the familiar surroundings and experiences of their community and into the greater world that we're part of. And it's harder to travel later in life. It's expensive. You got to work, you got to pay your bills. So taking this opportunity when they're young and a little bit more free is kind of a nice stepping stone for them. Our travel partner is EF Tours. They survey their travelers after each tour, and they measure their growth on us. This slide here is showing us kind of how their students have grown and how they responded to their travel survey. Their travel-based learning is a proven positive impact on students. Not only do they begin to understand more about the world around them, they also begin to understand more about themselves and the impact that they can make. This allows them to grow in ways that will positively impact their future. 94% of our EF travelers say that the tour expanded their knowledge of the world. 84% responded that they felt that the tour helped them grow as a person, and 84% felt that they felt inspired by their tour. So we are going to a couple of different places that are planned out for the next 2 years. So let's get into the fun stuff. The 2 places that we're going, our first trip is to Ireland and England over the summer of 2026. And then our next trip will be to Japan in the summer of 2027. For England and Ireland, for the summer of 2026, we picked this destination because we wanted to rotate our locations each year so that our students have an opportunity to choose between which travel location they would prefer. We've previously gone to other European countries, specifically Italy and the Scandinavian countries this last summer. So we wanted to try a third area in our European locations. This particular location kind of ties into the subject that I teach in my curriculum, especially for seniors, because senior year English is British literature, so we're going to England, so that ties right into what we've been learning this year. I also teach a mythology elective, and many of the Irish folktales and myths are taught in my mythology class. Please do take note that to be eligible for the 2026 summer trip, your student must be a current 10th through 12th grader. This is an overview of our itinerary. I put a few copies down front if you wanted to grab them at some point before you leave so you can kind of look through them. There's more detail in there as far as the locations we're going, and then in future meetings we would go into even more detail. You can also find all of these details on my group tour page, which I will share at the end of our slides. To help ensure that EF can build the best possible experience for us, we do need a little bit of flexibility when it comes to our travel dates. So we've requested to travel from June 17th to the 27th of 2026. However, we could potentially leave as early as June 14th or return as late as June 30th. We will find out our specific exact travel dates about 2 or 3 months prior to departure. Until the exact dates are finalized and released, please just kind of block out this chunk of time in your calendar so you don't plan another trip in that time period. This departure flexibility gives EF the opportunity to maximize the itinerary in the best way possible by finding the best flights, hotels, tour logistics, so that we're not spending too much time on buses. They can kind of connect things together better. We also have the chance, depending on the size of our group, of traveling with another school from another city, potentially another state, which we just did on our last trip to Scandinavia. We partnered with 2 other schools from the US, and it was interesting to kind of see the differences in personalities and locations from our west coast to the south, and then to, what do you call it, like the New England area. It was interesting to see our students mingle together. Here's just a few of the amazing places we will visit on our England and Ireland tour. I'm excited about the castle tour. I love castles. But I am also a nerd, so Shakespeare's birthplace is of particular interest to me, especially since I teach Shakespeare in multiple grade levels. So I'm excited for the students to see what inspired the things that I make them read. All right, so that was 2026. Looking forward to 2027, we're gonna make a return to Japan. It's a different itinerary, somewhat from the one we did 2 years ago. We picked this destination because it was selected by an interest survey to our families. It turns out a lot of students wanna go to Japan. So we decided to pull it back into our rotation more quickly than some of the other European places, only because it was high demand by our students. Students on our last trip mentioned the things that they really loved about Japan were the snacks and the 7-Elevens. And then second to that was the beauty of the country. So I'm thrilled to be able to take them to Japanese 7-Elevens again, because apparently that's a heavy hitter for them. Do note that for this trip, your student would need to be currently in the 9th through 11th grade to qualify for Japan 2027. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to play the video. Sometimes they work in here, sometimes they don't. So this is the overlooking itinerary for Japan 2027. I will have copies, again, down front if you wanted to look at a more specific itinerary. And you can find them on the detailed website once we get to the end of the slides. Here we go. To help again ensure our best possible outcome, we have asked for the dates of travel for 2027 to be June 16th through the 24th, but we could potentially leave as early as June 13th and return as late as June 27th. And we pick these dates to make sure we don't accidentally land at the same time as graduation, so they won't overlap. So if you're going to be planning for the Japan trip, just block out that June 23rd to the 27th of 2027 on your calendar. Here are a few of the places that we'll get to see on the Japan tour. On our last tour, we got to see Osaka Castle. The views overlooking the area, like none I've ever seen, just gorgeous.
All trips are generally 11 days. Is that like kind of the
Between 9 and 15, depending on if there's an extension that we choose. The students on our previous trip really enjoyed the M Shinto Shrine. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that. It was a beauty of nature that surrounded the shrine that they really enjoyed after the hustle and bustle of the cities that we were in. This trip for Japan 2027, we have also opted to add Tokyo Disney, which is an addition to the trip that is already existing. So I will be arranging that independently from EF. They will assist, but I will be planning the ticket purchase for that because I will actually get a better price than EF can get from Disney. So if you choose this trip, we will do Tokyo Disney. And so that additional Disney fee will go directly into our Infinite Campus accounts once I purchase that block of tickets, which won't be until we get closer to those travel dates. And then again, it will be directly put into your Infinite Campus to make the payment for that portion of the trip. Our tour directors on these trips are absolutely amazing. I have not had a bad one yet. They're amazing. This past summer, our tour director worked with a local theme park on a day when we had some extra free time and was able to get us group tickets and went riding with us. It wasn't even on our itinerary. It was just a pop-up thing that we got to do while we were there. It was super fun. When we were in Japan, our tour director brought each traveler a small gift to bring home at the end of our trip. She was so sweet. And then on every tour, they teach us some local customs as well as some common phrases in the local language so that we can kind of mingle with people in their native language. They also handle all of the logistics. They share the cultural experiences and they kind of liaise with EF as necessary to ensure smoother experiences while on tour. So if for some reason a particular thing is closed for the day, they'll work together to kind of find a replacement activity while we're out and about for the day. Not only are they expertly trained guides with deep knowledge about the destination, they are fluent in the local language to help us kind of manage everything a little bit better. Everything from hotel check-in, restaurant coordination, handling our tickets at the museums. They also help with, learning. Where did my mouse go? There we go. They also help us with learning by providing insightful commentary throughout the trip. So even when we're on the bus, there's not really a lot of downtime because they're talking about what we're driving by here that we may not have time to get out and view personally, but they can tell you about the community that you're driving past at the time. This slide shows you everything that's included in the price of the trip for our travel-based learning program. All the logistics are taken care of. This includes the price of transportation, hotels, daily breakfast, daily dinner, tickets and entrances to any of the experiences and attractions that we will be experiencing on the trip. So all of these things are included in the price of your trip. And then there are a few costs that the travelers are responsible for outside of the trip itself. That would include your passport purchasing, if you need a visa for your passport, or for the location we're going to, any baggage fees. I do collect tips for our tour directors, bus drivers, and local guides. And then any snacks or meals, like lunch is on your own typically with your friend or with a small group. You buy your own lunch while you're out and about, so you kind of experience more of the local fare, whereas breakfast and dinner is provided as a group, and they typically include a little bit of what you're familiar with, as well as a little bit of local customs, because sometimes kids can be interesting about not wanting to eat food they don't recognize. So having that lunchtime where they can go and figure things out for themselves, but then having meals we know that they'll probably eat kind of gets them through the day. Tips are generally $10 to $14 per day, depends on how many local guides we'll have on any particular day. For Japan 2027, as I previously mentioned, we'll have that Disney cost added as well to Infinite Campus. I don't upload the cost of tips and the Disney tickets till the year of the trip. So if you're traveling for 2026, it would probably be after we come back in January. I'll put the Infinite Campus tip fee at that point, and then next school year I would put in the Disney and the 2027 Japan tips into Infinite Campus. This is our cost breakdown. The cost of this incredible travel-based learning program is here. If you pay the $95 to sign up, you're able to customize your payments in a way that kind of works better for your family. So you can choose bi-weekly, you can choose monthly, you can choose to pay in full. We do have a risk-free enrollment period that allows you to cancel for any reason within 7 days for a full refund. Your adults can travel with you too. There are some flexible options, but the price for the adults is a little bit more, and they follow the same itinerary as the students. To help us kind of kickstart the planning process, these prices do include a $100 discount, which is available through the enrollment deadline of September 26th. So if you enroll by September 26th, you'll have that $100 discount. After that, the price will increase. If these options of weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly are not feasible for you, if you call directly to EF, the travel support team can set up an alternative payment plan on their end, but these are the easy to click on ones when you sign up and enroll for the trip. And then just as a reminder, England and Ireland this summer is only for 10th through 12th grade.
I got a question. Are you guys going to Paris still?
That is the last leg of our trip. It's like a 1 day.
Okay, well, I just didn't know because
Yeah. So we did opt for that extension to Paris, hoping that we could do Paris Disney, but we haven't reached the amount of travelers needed to do Paris Disney. So it's still possible if enough additional people sign up, we'll still go to Paris. We just might not get the Disney option. And then here is our Japan pricing. So this is for your current 9th through 11th graders. Again, same thing, you get the $95 sign up, and then you're able to kind of customize your payments in the same way. Since this trip is farther away, you'll notice that the bi-weekly and monthly payments are lower. And you get the same risk-free enrollment period for the first 7 days. You can withdraw for a full refund. Again, the adults can travel too. You can call for additional payment options if the bi-weekly and monthly doesn't work for your family. But for the Japan trip, there's actually a $200 discount on this price. So after September 25th, that price will go up by $200.
So when you do talk about the cancel for any reason up to 7 days after enrollment, you're just referring to the $95 enrollment fee?
Yes, so if you've made a payment beyond that, you'd have to check with them about it being a full part of the full refund, but that 95 hold your space would be fully refunded.
Okay, I do just, kids are kids, they get sick, they do their thing. Are you familiar with, or is this something we need to go to the office about? Like, should it be a week, 2 weeks before the trip? Are we able to possibly roll over the funds that we've invested into a future trip? Should our kid become very ill?
So I'm gonna get to the slide about travel insurance, which could answer some of those questions.
Perfect.
Let's watch a quick video, a little bit more information about EF, the travel partner that we use, if you're not familiar with them.
Hi, we're EF Educational Tours, and your group leader has partnered with us to take your students on this travel experience. It's something we've been doing for decades. In fact, as the world leader in travel-based learning, you could say it's our specialty. We've been traveling the globe with students long enough that we've seen the world, and fashion trends, and picture quality undergo plenty of changes through the years. EF started out way back in 1965. Back then, we were a small company focused on introducing people to the world around them. Fast forward 60 years, and now we've got team members all over the world. But we've always lived by one simple phrase: opening the world through education. And education has always been at the foundation of everything we do. On every EF tour, students see the well-known sights of their destination. We know everyone wants those iconic selfies, but that's only the beginning. There's so much more that goes into each trip. An EF tour is where learning meets life. It's a real-world experience that can't be recreated at home or in the classroom, and we tailor it to be just right for your students. Our team of experts carefully designs every little detail of every single tour. The power of our proven travel-based learning method is that it lets students explore the world firsthand, which leads to more self-discovery, and that empowers them to make a positive impact in the world. It all adds up to 3 key areas of growth: global perspective, personal development, and action and impact. All of our tours are designed with a curriculum of immersive learning. What does that mean? Well, that our itineraries rely on the building blocks of impactful travel, including immersion in new environments, hands-on experiences, and authentic cultural exchange. These elements are core to every EF tour because they help students to see the world around them in a whole new light. That kind of growth happens best when students, families, and teachers feel safe and secure, which is why the safety of our travelers is always the #1 priority. Those EF team members we mentioned earlier, they're located all over the world, on the ground in over 115 countries, and student safety is always on their minds. The best part of having an unmatched worldwide presence is that wherever groups are traveling, there's a friendly face nearby. Plus, our safety and incident response team never takes a day off. This team of safety experts is available 24/7, 365 days a year. If a group needs assistance, they're ready to spring into action and lend a helping hand at a moment's notice. And before takeoff, all adult travelers undergo background checks. We also take group leaders through mandatory safety training so they're fully prepared to take students on the road. The beauty of the world is that it's always changing right before our eyes. But that's also why we build our Peace of Mind program into every single tour, at no cost to you. It lets groups adjust the dates and destinations of their tour if plans need to change. In that case, we'll work closely with your group leader on updating the details of your tour. Seeing the world firsthand is an incredible opportunity, and we know it's a big investment in your students' future. But we believe travel is for everyone, and that everyone benefits from the chance to travel beyond their comfort zone. It's why we strive to keep our tours affordable and offer families a variety of flexible options. Our customizable payment plans give you the flexibility to break payments into smaller amounts and schedule them based on what works best for you. We also provide every traveler with a personalized fundraising page so you can share it with friends and family. It's great for birthdays and holidays. Travelers raise money in all sorts of creative ways, from dog sitting to car washing and everything in between. And every year, our Global Citizen Scholarship gives 100 students $1,000 each for their EF tour on a needs and merit basis.
Phew, we've covered a lot already. You can probably tell that a lot goes into an EF tour, and honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We can't get to it all in these few minutes, and that's okay.
Do you have questions?
Of course, there are always questions, which is great. Our EF Traveler Support Team is here to help travelers and their families at every step of the process. Reach out at any time, and they'll happily walk you through any what-ifs or how-tos. And if you remember one thing from this video, we hope it's this. From tour consultants and EF experience specialists to tour directors and travel operations and all the people in between, everyone at EF is working together to make sure you and your group has an incredible educational tour. That's all from us for now. We hope to see your student on tour soon. Hi,
To summarize, EF leads the way in travel-based learning with over 60 years of experience. Many schools nearby us also travel with them, from Coral Academy to Legacy to Western. Foothill at one point was traveling with them as well. They provide unique immersive experiences that combine learning with life, fostering self-discovery and essential skill building. They have an unmatched global presence that prioritizes safety and dedicated teams and policies, and they offer tools to make the trips more cost-effective. Here's that insurance slide for you. So the first blue section is included in the plan, in the tour. The second section is an upgrade. So you can feel confident in your investment based on our global protection plans. These affordable plans are designed specifically with EF travelers in mind. They provide pre-tour and on-tour benefits, including our tour medical expense coverage, tour cancellation, protection of investments, and more. The complete details are available on the EF website, eftours.com. How do they protect your investment? When you enroll, you can cancel up to 7 days later for the full refund or up to a year prior to departure for just the $95. If you want full flexibility beyond that, the Global Protection Plus plan protects your full investment minus the $95 and the actual cost of the plan up until 24 hours prior to departure. This is how your investment is protected in uncertain times. You can be covered depending on which plan you choose to go with. If you have any questions specific to the insurance plans and more details on that, I would encourage you to reach out to the EF Travel Support Team because they'll have more detailed information on that. This is a student perspective of their trip's impact on them.
So I'm back from Japan, and I think it's been really nice because like I always keep on like referring back to that, the experience.
Hello guys, today we have to go on a mission for food. Delicious. So
We could just be having a random boring day, and the conversation would be dry, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, did I tell you I went to Japan?" Before I got to Japan, I was like this. I was ready to snap at every moment. Like, you say something to me, I'm going to ask you real quick. But now that I've gotten back from Japan, it's like it takes me a long time to catch an attitude. Like you say something, I'll take it. I'll be like, okay, I'll listen. I have a lot more patience now. Yeah. I think I also enjoy like seeing the experience, seeing their culture, seeing how they act. They're really nice, really patient, really respectful. And then everything is like super tidy, super clean. Like I take a lot more care in things I do, and I'm a lot more neat. My room is not always neat, it was. So it's a lot better. When I went to Japan and I saw their fashion, I thought it was like really cute, really kawaii and all that. Most people, they don't really get to know you until you start talking to them, but based on your fashion, they can kind of get to tell what type of person you are, how you feel, what's your personality. For any young people who might be afraid of traveling, going with EF, if you have other people around you, you get really close to them really quick, and that fear goes away really fast. You just start having fun. Moving forward after my trip, I think I want to continue like travel, so I can continue to like better myself as a person and use those experiences and cultures to build myself up. It was like a lot of fun. One of my top experiences in my whole life. So fun that I'm definitely gonna remember it when I'm in my 40s.
So this is a life-changing growth opportunity that will have ripple effects beyond just the time that they're away. Enrollment is officially open, so depending on which trip you're interested in, you can check out the page and get more information. I know you can't tell from the number of people physically present today, but I did have over 100 people log into the RSVP for this meeting. So they're probably patiently waiting for me to email them this information, just so you know. Our enrollment discount, which is the highest we're going to see, is open until the 26th. After the 26th of September, then the prices will increase, but you get first dibs because you're here first, and the little QR codes are right here with you. You can enroll after the deadline if you need to. Just know that there may not be a spot. My Japan trip actually already has over 40 people on it, and they won't let me fill more than 2 buses. I already asked. So, and the Japanese buses are a lot smaller than the buses in Europe. So, you can enroll again with just your $95 on the enrollment page, and with your 7-day risk-free enrollment period, you get and your 1-year cancellation and policy protections. I highly recommend you enroll ASAP so that you don't forget and then lose out on those lower prices. I'm gonna click the button, but don't worry, the QR codes aren't leaving. If you have questions, you RSVP to the meeting again when you came in with the scanning code. You can put all your questions in there so I can compile them and send them out to the group. Otherwise, you're welcome to come grab the itinerary forms, check out the QR codes. I'm available for questions for a few minutes. If you have something specific, I'd be available for it. Thank you for coming out.